Hi everyone and welcome back. Mindy here with you today, and I'm going to be showing you just a brief introduction to using the Gemini Foil Press, and I'm going to be using the Peony foil impression set from Picket Studios. I don't go into too much detail as far as how the machine works, but I will give you just a brief introduction. So this is a look at the Peony foil impression from Picket Studios. It comes in two pieces. The bigger piece is the actual foil impression set, and then it does have an outline die so you can die cut your impression out. This is a roll of the foil that I'm going to be using with the Gemini Foil Press. It does have its own special foil that you need to use with it. I showed you the silver, but I'm going to end up using gold. Now here is the Gemini Foil Press. This is an amazing machine, and I'm lining up my foil impression there on the purple portion of the mat. There are some lines I'm trying to stay within a guideline of because it is a pretty large foil impression, and I already had hit the power button to get it started to warm up. Here is a piece of the foil. This is the gold foil I used, and I trimmed it to be about the size of my Peony foil impression because I didn't want a lot of excess. It can transfer the excess onto the cardstock, and I didn't want that. Now I'm just taking the in the navy blue cardstock. I'm sorry, this is blue denim cardstock. I lined that up on top of my foil impression, attached or placed the cover plate on top, and hit the start button. I did have it set to 20 seconds, which is what the guidelines about say. And I did kind of fast forward through some of that. I detached that plate and I'm running it right through my Gemini Junior die cutting machine. You don't need to add any other plates to it, just what you have here. Once that ran through, I just remove that cover and I'm taking that foil impression plate off, and there's a cooling pad that comes with this. So I'm just going to go place that on that cooling pad so it doesn't get too hot, and you can see I'm not engaging my plate, so I don't want it to start warming up again. Then I'm just removing that foil, and it has this beautiful impression of the rose, which I'll show you close up again later on in the video. I decided to do one more, so I'm lining that plate back up onto my mat there. And you can see I'm keeping it within some guidelines. I trimmed another piece of that gold foil down. And this time I'm going to use some Ivory cardstock from Gina Designs. So I'm just placing that foil, laying my cardstock on top, and then I'll bring that cover plate back in and place that on top. I'm going to hit the start button, and that's going to count down from 20 seconds. You're going to leave it engaged. You're going to leave it right as it is. So I'll hit the start button. It'll count down. And then once it beeps at you, you can take that plate off, disengage it, and run it through your Gemini Junior or your regular Gemini die cutting machine. Now, this Gemini Foil Press only works with the Gemini die cutting machine. So I just wanted to make sure you're aware of that. And then I just have my cardstock here. I'll remove that foil, and isn't that just gorgeous? I'm in love with this. This is a whole new level of foiling for me. This is not using toners. This is using your foil impressions plates from Picket Studios, or you can also use regular dies too, which I'll do in another video. So I did go ahead off screen, and I had already heat embossed some sentiments. I used Tiny Words sentiments from Simon Says Stamp. One I stamped on black cardstock with some gold embossing powder, and another one I stamped on white cardstock with the gold embossing powder. I had just layered my Peony die cut flower with some foam tape for dimension and added that to a piece of white cardstock. And then my card base is using the Ivory cardstock and just attaching the sentiment to the front with some foam tape. And in the end, I did add some jewels around that one as well. For this one, I kept the foil flower right on the front, and I trimmed my card panel down to 4 by 5 1/4 and layered that on top of some white cardstock. and added that sentiment in the middle as well. Now I wanted to keep the sentiments really simple and keep the focal point on these gorgeous foiled florals. There are more foil impressions available at Picket Fence Studios, so you can definitely check that out. I will have all of the links listed down below in the video description and over on my blog as well, along with some pictures. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll catch you next time.